Hi, welcome to Baseball on Canvas. My name is Jorge De Lara, also known as JD. I'm a baseball coach and artist that does a lot of the paintings that you see on the set here today. Today's guest is Mike Delgado, a longtime baseball coach, good friend, and someone that we've had our series of showdowns on the field. Welcome to the show, Mike. How you doing?
Thank you for having me, Coach.
How long have you been coaching, first of all?
Well, I've been coaching over 14 years in South Florida, and I tell you, it's a very good experience coaching little kids in Miami and South Florida.
What age group do you coach?
Well, I start coaching when kids all the way from 5, and now I coach kids up to 14 years old.
Right. How would you rate baseball in South Florida? Would you say it's competitive, it's weak, it's strong? How?
I think this is one of the hottest beds of baseball in the whole United States. We got a lot of talent, as you can see in major leagues. How many kids, I'm major league players are playing in major league. And we have the weather here, which we play all year round. Right. Baseball. You can play in New York or up north baseball all year round, but we can do that here. And like I said, it's very competitive. It's amazing the things you see in the park parents do to see the kids get a glove and a bat and right. Catch and hit a ball. Right. It's amazing.
On that subject, talking about parents, based on your experience, is there anything that you can bring to light, something that you can suggest to parents on your team and to parents in general on how to make this experience better for them? I mean, we've talked about parents that put too much pressure on the kids, some that don't put enough pressure on the kids. What can you say about that? How can we make that better?
Throughout the years, it's amazing how you see how parents live baseball through their kids. They give them a glove and a bat and they shove them into a league and says, play baseball. It's amazing. The kids sometimes don't want to play baseball. Right. You see kids that love baseball and they want to do a good job, and you'll see other kids that they play because their parents force them to play baseball. Right. And as a coach, you have to deal with that. Right. And you have to deal with the parents too. Right. I mean, you can see parents sitting behind home plate in a chair, they're first, and the kids, don't want to play. Right. And you can tell how things are. But again, kids, I want to, you gotta, as a coach, you gotta work with all type of kids, and you have to deal with it. When you play recreational baseball, you're paying, so you have to play the kids, and you have to, teach them. That's the job as a coach.
As a coach, let's say a new kid comes to your team, parent tells you, look, I want my son to play. What is it that you look for? Is it speed, strength, size, his attitude? What would you say are the most important things that you like to have on your team?
Well, I think, God has given me a good talent of being a judgment to judge kids how they can react. If I see a kid, I can tell right away what the kid can do, what cannot do. The first thing I do when I get a brand new team or a group of kids is hit ground balls, fly balls, and put them to bat. And then you can see the weakness or what do you need to work on them. Right. But again, some kids, you can practice them every single day, 24 hours, and they still will not, perform up to par because they don't want to play. Right. But basically, you gotta, as a coach, you have to rate the talent that you have and work with that. Build the team around the good players, and then work with the other players that need more work, right. So they can, gel and advance up to another part to the other, players that have experience.
This past season, the league that we played in the division that we were in, it was pretty much a tough division. There were a lot of good teams. Needless to say, there were some teams that were a lot better than others, let's just say that. And we had an issue where some of the parents, as well as some of the coaches, were bringing up the issues of kids that were overage and their skill level was higher than other kids. Is that like widespread? Do you think that's a big problem that we have today?
I have coached in many leagues, and I seen fake birth certificates. I see kids playing out of age, and basically what you're doing is you're defeating purpose. The kid is defeating his purpose, because what can he accomplish when he gets to an older age and cannot compete with the older kids? Right. I see coaches do anything to win, and basically you have, in Florida and South Florida, you have travel league and you have the regular recreational leagues. Right. And usually the recreation leagues are for the kids that need to work or develop more.
Right.
Then you have your travel leagues, which you can pick the all-star kids, and you can put all-star teams, and then you can compete and basically beat
Do
up
you think
each
that's
other.
the problem, where teams should be? I mean, how can we make them fair? I mean, obviously a traveling team is going to be a lot better than a team that you pick up from a draft at the beginning of the season, like your kids. You went through a draft, you brought kids. Yeah, you brought some of the kids that have played with you before, but like my team, I build my team from the draft, basically players that the league assigns to me, and I take those kids and I play with them. How do you stop that? I mean, obviously there's a safety issue there where a bigger kid, a 13-year-old kid playing against a 9-year-old kid is a big difference as far as size, strength, agility. I mean, all those things that make an athlete are much more developed at 13 than they are at 9 and 10. So we're talking about safety here. Why would parents put their kids in a position where, first of all, they're going to dominate a league if they're older, because that reason alone, they're older, it's not because they're necessarily better. And then when they do go up and they play at their proper age, they're not going to play as well because they're playing against kids who've been playing against that age group. And I mean, do you lose kids because of that, or do you hurt kids? I mean, why would a parent do that? I mean,
I think parks and leagues associations have to get tougher, checking more the birth certificates and monitoring the players that play in their leagues in different divisions. I don't know if you heard now, the cutoff age was August 11th.
Right.
They changed that now to May because there was a lot of disparity. You had a kid 15 years old playing with 14-year-old and 13-year-old.
Right.
So they're trying to fix the problem, but have taken many years for them to do that. But I think it's eventually it's going to get better. It's been very bad for many years, so it's going to get much better.
has it improved? Have you noticed any noticeable improvement?
It'll take at least, this just was implemented this year, and it won't take effect until next year. So it's going to take about 2-3 years before you see the difference between playing level at the age of each divisions and each league.
Tell me some of your most rewarding moments, some of your great moments, things that why you do this. What gives you the gratification in being a baseball coach? What is?
It's funny because when I was little, I played baseball and they burned my arm. There was no control of how many pitches or innings a kid can throw back in the 69, 70s. So my dad had to work, and he couldn't see me play. So the coaches did a very bad job, and I paid the price. I loved baseball since I was little, and when I was in high school, I didn't make the team. Of course, I had no arm. So I said, let me give something back to the community, and let me start coaching. And I started coaching in a league in Hialeah, and I was one of the last coaches, and they gave me all the kids that were left, basically. And it was funny because that year we won 7 and lost 21 games. And I tell you, I was starting to coach. And one of my which I'll never forget in my life is we were playing a team that in Miami Lakes that it was Mike Shula team when I was younger. Don Shula was in the stands. I had a kid named David Wallace. He pitched 4 great innings. It was a lefty, and we beat that team 4-3. They only lost 2 games the whole season. Wow. And Coach Shula came to me, shook my hand, and says, "Great game, Coach." I was 18.
That had to feel good.
I was 18 years old, and I felt very proud, and I never forget that. But I said, later on, I got married when I was older, and I had 2 kids. But I love baseball, and even if I don't coach my kids, I don't put my kid to be fourth batter or shortstop. Right. If my kid is bad and I have better kids in the team, he'll bat where he belongs.
It doesn't matter, right? They got to earn the position.
This is something I give back to the community, and I love baseball. Until I die, I'll love baseball, and I do it for the kids because I got kids playing in high school now. And that I coached when they were little. Right. And when they see me in the street, they say, "There goes Coach Mike," and they give me a big smile. Right. That makes me feel proud because I think I had a little part on their life to make it where they made it.
Right. Okay, if you could reach out and go out across the TV screen and talk to one parent and say, "Look, this is what you need to do. This is how you build a better ball player." What would you think are key elements? I mean, is it his education? Is it nutrition, stretch, exercise? What is the one thing that you would like parents to know that will help their kids? I mean, we all know the basic things. I mean, but
First, don't push your kid to play baseball if he doesn't want to play baseball. Don't burn your kid, with practice, tell him to win, lose. Teach him, let him be himself.
Right.
If he wants to play baseball, let him play baseball. For example, I think education comes first. That's what it's gonna, he's gonna be a citizen. He has to be educated and get a degree.
Right.
Baseball is secondary. If he's God-given talent, let him play and let him develop, and then you support him.
As a coach, do you stress that on your team, even at this year? I mean, you're not a high school coach. You coach an independent.
I tell my
private
kids
league.
and my parents the first day, if the kids don't get good grades, he will not play.
Right.
I will sit him down or don't bring him to the park.
Right, exactly.
Because education is what's going to take him throughout life in the future. I love baseball.
The bottom line, if they want to play high school, they want to play baseball, they want to play in college, they got to get good grades. I mean, we've seen a lot of great athletes not be able to play college just because they couldn't keep their grades up, and that's a very important point you bring up. Your education is more important than what you do on the baseball field. It can take you a long way, but getting the grades is the key. I mean, if you want to be able to play at a higher level,
It's ironic. I have a 14-year-old and 11-year-old. My 14 loves baseball, but he also had very good grades, and he wants to really badly play baseball. The little one, he likes to play baseball, but he doesn't care if he wins or lose. He laughs and he enjoys the game.
That might be the ball player. We're talking about earlier. That might be the ball player because he's got a real relaxed attitude.
I love them both, and I support them both.
Right.
If they want to play baseball to whatever they play, I support them. If they don't want to play baseball, it's fine with me. I still keep coaching and helping other kids.
Right. So how important is winning?
Everybody wants to win. I mean, you tell everybody that likes to lose, they'll be lying to you. You have to learn how to win and have to learn how to lose graciously. Once you learn how to lose graciously, those wins become very sweeter and you enjoy them more. All my teams, it's funny because I've been coaching for many years, and except one team, I've been to the playoff every single. And I've made the playoff the last day of the season, sometimes with 500 ball teams.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just working the team, putting the team together, and getting there. I have never won first place ever in any league. Twice I came in second place, and those 2 games I lost the championship by 1 run.
One of my most rewarding seasons was a second place finish, where we took a team that started 0-8. We kept working with them. They worked hard. The parents really, were a big part of that. We ended up winning 7 straight that second season. We ended up in second place.
But
we're going to take a short commercial break. I'm sorry to interrupt you. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be back with more Baseball on Canvas.
Sometimes it's the hardest thing to choose.
My father was a great hitter, but he knew that life was about more than just one game.
'Cause every choice that's made is born somewhere in between who you are today and who you'd like to be. And no matter the decision, there'll be one more coming through. The easy way out, or the right thing to do.
So when that umpire made a bad call that ended the game for Dad, and then needed help with his car, my father made the right call. Helping others, the right choice. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Hi, welcome back to Baseball on Canvas. My guest today is Mike Delgado, a longtime baseball coach, working with kids throughout our community, and a tough competitor in his own right, played ball when he was younger. Would like to take a moment to share a little poem that I wrote based on something that has been a baseball adage for many years, which is the 6-4-3 double play, something that every pitcher loves, and it's been called throughout history the pitcher's best friend. And here's the poem. They say 6-4-3 is a pitcher's best friend. Can snuff out a rally, bring innings to end. I walked the first two, but struck out the next one. A 6-4-3 grounder would keep this game fun. The batter digs in, the fielders are tense. Catcher flashes the signal, we think hit and run. I throw the high hard one, batter never comes close. Next time I'll give him a big hearty dose. My next pitch comes mighty like sent from above. A hot screaming grounder hit right into Short's glove. The ballet begin, 6-4-3 rally ends. True and true to the end, I can always depend on my 6-4-3 friend. The reason I bring that poem up is because double plays are